Your CV is the most important part of your job application. So, the way you tailor your CV and construct your CV determines if you will get the job or not. Your CV is a way of marketing yourself to your proposed employers, and it stands as a representation of you before you are called for an interview. So, in today's video, I'll be showing you how to prepare a winning CV for healthcare assistant job in the UK with little or no experience in healthcare sector. Hi guys, my name is Clara Joseph and I post videos about life in the UK, immigration and relocation to the UK. Like I said earlier, I'll be showing you how you could prepare a CV for an healthcare assistant role in the UK with little or no experience at all. I'll be doing this by taking you through a site called myperfectcv.co.uk. With this site, you could prepare your CV so easily without any hustle. But before we do that, I would be giving you some tips on how you could go about this yourself without having to think so much on what to write. Now, the first tip is that make sure you always tailor your CV to the job description of the role you are applying for. Taking for an instance, you are applying for a healthcare assistant job, but you studied education in the university. You could still construct your CV by thinking back to those courses you did in secondary school, such as home economics, social studies, and the rest, and you could extract those skills you learned while doing those courses or subjects into your CV. Okay, now talking about how your CV should be written. Firstly, your CV should be written, the font should be in Arial or Caliber, and it should be a bullet point because it's more easier when it's the bullet point. I'll be showing you all of these on the screen so you don't need to worry, okay? And also, you want to make your CV as short, as precise as possible. People go as far as writing 3 pages, 4 pages, but I will advise you to make sure your CV is nothing less than 2 pages. If possible, make it just a page, okay? Because a lot of people are sending in job application at the same time to this organization. And when your CV is so lengthy, it gets the employers, the recruiters overwhelmed, and they won't even really take so much glance at your CV before throwing it at the corner. So for you to be amongst the lucky few to get that job, you need to spend a lot of time constructing your CV so perfectly. Now, enough of the talk. I'll be taking you through myperfectcv.co.uk and I'll be giving you like a live tutorial for you to understand better. As you can see, we are in the site called myperfectcv.co.uk. So all you need to do here is click on Start Now. So now we are going to pick a name. I will just leave it at where it says Chiwendu Clara Fred, and the street address 15 Oloruntobi Street, Lagos, Nigeria. And I'll be leaving this phone number here. Okay, and talking about your email, when we were much younger, we always use things like, oh, sexy diva, Clara sexy, and the rest. No, you need to have a professional email address for your CV for all job application, especially this visa sponsorship job application. Okay, because your recruiter doesn't want to see something containing sexy or diva. Okay, so if you don't have a professional CV, now is the time for you to create one. It does not take a minute to create a professional CV. So after this, that's your work history. So if you're working as an engineer currently, but you want to apply for this visa sponsorship job, I would prefer you skip this work part first, okay? Because you don't want your work history to show first, and turn off the recruiters. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. You don't want to show the recruiter that, oh, you are working as an engineer currently. They're saying that they'll be like, okay, you're working like an engineer. What are you doing in the earth sector? What are you applying for in the earth sector? So if you want to go ahead to fill it, no problem. But I will always advise you fill every other part before you come to your work history. Or if you have any other experiences aside your engineering job, or if you're a fresh graduate, you want to fill something that meets the role description of an healthcare assistant. So let me say, so you're working as an education assistant, that is a teacher, and let's say your employer is Ada. Okay, make sure you always correct your spelling and make sure you write properly. So where you need to put the capital letter, you put it there. Okay, so we'll be using Lagos, Nigeria. This we always ask for county, put in Nigeria. And let's say this is your current job. You are still working as a teacher now, but you are still applying for this healthcare role. So you put in your start date. Let's say we start January of 2021 and it's your current job. So this is done. If you still want to add more work history, you could go ahead and click on where it says work history and you could add more. Okay, or you could just continue with the one you've written. Now it's saying, what did you do as an education assistant? This is the most crucial part. Now I know you want to start writing things like, oh, I assist children, I teach children math and English. No, scrap that. Okay, scrap that. Now think about the role. Think about the role of an healthcare assistant and try to implement this your teaching job to fit the role of this healthcare assistant job you're applying for. Now, what I will be doing here is I will write something like build. I'll pick this one, where it says build and maintain positive, impactful relationship with students to facilitate improved learning outcome. You could say through communication, dash and dash, you could write it there. Now, you'll be asking, why did she pick that? You see where it talks about relationship, positive, impactful relationship. You as a healthcare worker, you applying for this job, or you wanting to be an healthcare worker, healthcare assistant, you need to have a positive, impactful relationship with your patient. The patient you'll be taking care of, that is the elderly. Okay. And I will also pick where it says effectively manage people's behavior, because you would also be required as an healthcare assistant or a proposed healthcare assistant to be able to manage the behavior of your patient. Taking for instance, you see one of your patients, an elderly man, walking all up and down with just his pants on. They have something, most of them have learning disability like dimensions. So how would you manage that situation? Now you pick this where it says effectively manage people's behavior. Now as a teacher, you were able to do this. It also shows you could also effectively manage the elderly ones behavior, although they are elderly but they're still like babies because of these learning disabilities they have. Now I hope you're following through. I hope you are understanding at this point. If you still don't get it clearly, leave a comment and let me know, and I will put you through after this video. Now I'm going to pick where it says support special needs. Okay, because these people have most of them are likely to have special needs, like I've mentioned before, the dementia and the rest. Okay, so how were you able to support them to ensure their safety? How were you able to support them? So you will put it here. You put this as a skill, that you have this skill as a current primary school teacher, and you would be able to implement it into this your role. Now I hope you're following through. Another most important step is your education. What have you done throughout your educational life? What skills do you have that could fit into this job description? For me, maybe I studied engineering in school, or I studied architecture in school. I'm not going to put that. I'm not saying you shouldn't be proud or that you studied that, but think back to the role of this job description. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my secondary school, okay, and I'm going to put in those courses like social studies, home economics, and the rest that will suit this job description. Let's say I studied in Marking Grace. I'll fill in Marking Grace College, all right, and that will be in Lagos State. That will be in Lagos State. And let's say the qualification is is GGCE, because nothing like WAEC. WAEC certificate is not needed in the abroad, so it's either your GCE or your university certificate. So let's say I did social studies and ethics. Remember your spellings, guys. Ethics. Now, let's say the month of the graduation would be April 2015. Let's put in 2015. 2015 now. And all you need to do now is click next. Next, now, the another important part is the skill. Your skill is another important part. You want to fill in something related to this your job role. You know all these skill cliches we do use. Oh, I'm a compassionate person. I'm very friendly person. I'm not saying it's not good to use them, but it's don't overuse them. It's everywhere. Everybody feel in that when writing their CV. So I would advise don't overuse them. Okay. So over here, I would advise you to put things like personal care, meal preparation, waste disposal, housekeeping, elderly care, and the rest. Professional summary comes very first. Okay, so you want to spend a lot of time filling this in. Someone like me, I will feel something like practice with good management, conflict resolution, relationship building abilities, because I talked about keywords. The relationship building abilities would also be helpful to you when you apply that as part of your summary, because it also relates to this care job. You need to be able to build a good relationship with your client. Okay, so you want to feed that in. or this my perfect CV might bring out some for you, but I would prefer you settle down and use your brain instead. Now you could take a preview at all the works you've done. If you need to edit it, you could go to check your spelling, the spell check, you know. So you would really need to check it properly and correct each spelling. If you want to change the template of this CV, you could pick anyone over here. Okay. So look at this. I made this CV, with the mindset that okay, I have no experience in healthcare, but look at the way it turned out so good and so beautiful. With this CV, you could take it to any job site and send it out as your application, and trust me, you will be called. Trust me, you would be called. Okay, so just follow this tutorial, these steps, and I hope it works for you. And let me know if you need any other assistance. Let me know in the comment section below, and I'm ready to help. Okay, now in my next video I'll be talking about some free courses which you could do to enhance your healthcare assistant CV for you to stand a greater chance of getting the job. This is the end of today's video. I hope you found this video very useful, and I can't wait to hear from you all, and I can't wait to receive your job success, and I cannot wait to have you here. Now see you in my next video. Ensure to stick around because I'm on constant research to bring to you good news and good tips on your job search and relocation to the UK.